Hello, fellow gamers and enthusiasts, to a new chapter in our game development journey. I'm Jessica, co-founder and art director at Look Left Studio. We've transitioned into full-time game development after our venture with Chronos, the habit tracking app. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you should check out our previous devlogs because they're all about the development of Chronos and Godot, the cross-platform, free and open source game engine. This devlog is a little different from the ones we've done in the past. For one, it'll just be me speaking, and two, we've divided up our videos from this past sprint into dev work and design work. My focus lies in world building and crafting a streamlined process for seamlessly integrating art into the game. I employ an iterative approach, blending hand sketching, precedent studies, Adobe Illustrator, and animation to bring our vision to life. While experimenting with Blender for asset creation, and yes, I started with the donut tutorials, I decided that wasn't the route I wanted to go. For those of you interested in trying Blender out, the link will be in the description below. I've settled on developing standardized sprite sheets for each player character while using tools that resonate with my creative process. Over the past sprint, I've assembled elements and ideas for the game to create more of a framework for the story, art, and any pitch deck we may need down the road. If you're interested in seeing what framework I used for our pitch deck, you can get access for a free outline by subscribing on our website, and I'll link it below. Developing this rough outline of a pitch deck also helped us distill down some ideas that have been floating around. It's helpful for giving us a clear direction for environment design, character design, and game design. I'd highly recommend doing this as opposed to blindly shooting in the dark, which is a lot of what we were previously doing without this document. To start with, I began developing characters. This ranged from a variety of blob organisms, humanoid goats, and eventually Martians. The direction of the Martian characters seemed to be more compelling given our players will have just traveled from their home planet. The player's character sprite framework prioritizes minimal sprites to convey animation effectively. Boss sprites will differ, reflecting unique wind-up rhythms and follow-through patterns. I'll share details in a future devlog. I drew inspiration from hand-drawn indie game Hollow Knight, and I also watched Marielle Cartwright's insightful GDC talk called Making Fluid and Powerful Animations for Skullgirls, and I'll link that below. In this talk, she emphasizes the significance of robust keyframes, anticipation, and timing. Just to give you more of an idea of the time these sprite sheets require, each of our player character sprite sheets requires approximately 20 hours, and knowing that most things are likely to take about 250% more time than estimated, I'll be planning for each player character sprite sheet to take about 50 or more hours. Beyond working on the sprite sheets, I've begun outlining the rooms required for the first level. The room layout will be handcrafted with procedural generation determining the organization. The provided layout includes a preliminary plan for various rooms. The procedurally generated rooms are designed but will be organized and laid out within the game level through procedural generation. This approach ensures a dynamic gameplay experience with variations each time someone plays the game. The journey of developing the environment has been a long one, and it's far from over. You've probably seen a few of these environments in past videos, but here are some old ones that I sketched out previously. To give ourselves clear guidelines and be consistent with the progression of the game, we defined a few key characteristics. Here's a time-lapse of the creation of an environment. Richard and I have decided what we want in the first level, and we decided that it should be a lush and natural environment with caves. Presented here is a mock-up of a room within the initial level, featuring predetermined entrances, exits, walls, obstacles, and blockades. However, their specific arrangement is entirely determined by the procedural generation process. We're in the process of creating environment assets, including trees, plants, rocks, stumps, walls, and tiles, along with procedurally generated connective paths. I'll showcase these procedurally generated connected paths as soon as development begins. The envisioned environment for this level is an overgrown planet featuring lush foliage, caves, and wild creatures. Thank you for joining us on this adventure as we refine our workload, embrace new challenges, and carve out the path ahead. I hope you guys have a great next few weeks, and I'll see you then.